The Ledger, a mid-year horror tale in the quiet corner office on the 37th floor. Morgan sat alone with the leather-bound planner splayed open before him. Outside, July rain streaked down the glass walls, casting rippling shadows across the Harvier productivity report that glowed on his screen. 6 months gone. 6 months remaining. The perfect time for Morgan's fingers trembled slightly as he uncapped his fountain pen. The mid-year review was company policy a chance to reflect, recalibrate, optimize. Morgan ignored it, focusing instead on the strange sensation that the planner was somehow growing warmer beneath his hands. Sustainable habits to implement, he wrote at the top of the page. Morgan's reflection in the window looked gaunt, hollow. The goals he'd written minutes ago had subtly changed. Increase departmental efficiency by 15% now. Red. Extract maximum output, regardless of human costs. His carefully crafted plans for sustainable growth had been twisted into monstrous manifestos of productivity at all costs. When Morgan tried to close it, the pages resisted, flipping instead to the back section he'd never used, labeled simply consequences. His former assistant who'd suffered a breakdown during last year's strategic planning session. Beside each name were detailed notes in what appeared to be Morgan's handwriting, though we had no memory of making these entries. Bit stared back with hollow eyes as he rose from his chair in panic. The reflection remained seated, calmly writing in a planner of its own. His calendar would be impeccably organized. His goals would be perfectly aligned with company objectives. His habits would be sustainable in perpetuity, one meticulously planned day at a time. Develop better work-life. Balance had transformed to life is work. Work is life. No separation. Had he lost weight? His cheekbones seemed more pronounced, his eyes deeper set. He hadn't been sleeping well since the quarterly reports came due. The productivity graphs on his screen began to rise exponentially as he felt himself fading. Morgan continued writing, detailing his adjusted routes for the coming 6 months. With each goal he inscribed, a strange heaviness settled in his chest. The planner seemed to drink in his words hungrily, the ink disappearing momentarily before reappearing darker. The words appeared to pulse slightly, as though breathing. Morgan blinked hard, attributing the illusion to fatigue, very burnout he was trying to prevent. The page appeared to have faint markings, already ghostly imprints of handwriting that wasn't his own. He leaned closer, squinting. The markings shifted like smoke, forming into words that disappeared when directly observed. He'd always been meticulous about his planning, but this year felt different. The numbers weren't aligning. The projections showed disturbing patterns. Something was wrong with the data, or perhaps with Morgan himself. He began writing in the planner, each stroke of the pen leaving behind ink that seemed unusually dark against the cream pages. The office had emptied hours ago. Only the occasional distant ping of the elevator broke the silence. A notification pinged on his computer. Another email from HR about the mid-year syndrome workshop mandatory attendance for all. department heads. When he reached the section titled Reflection, Morgan paused. Outside, the rain intensified. The office lights flickered once, twice, then stabilized. Returning to the planner, Morgan noticed something troubling. Morgan's heart quickened. He flipped back through the pages, discovering that every entry he'd made since January had undergone a similar metamorphosis. The planner suddenly felt heavier, as though it had gained mass. These pages were filled with names, colleagues who had left the company, citing burnout, team members currently on stress leave. With growing horror, Morgan saw his own name on the final page, followed by today's date and a single word: reassessment. The planner snapped shut of its own accord. Morgan's reflection in the window no longer mimicked his movement. Morgan felt a tugging sensation in his chest, as though something essential was being extracted. His vision blurred. By morning, a new Morgan would greet his team with unprecedented efficiency plans for the second half. And deep within the leather planner, trapped among countless others who had undergone mid-year reassessment, what remained of the real Morgan would continue to feed the insatiable appetite of corporate productivity.